shocking story you will see only on 9. A decorated veteran, a former counter-mortar radar operator, even a door gunner, who fought a brave and life-changing tour in Vietnam.
Yeah, now he travels all the way from Yuma to get help from the VA facilities right here in Tucson. And tonight he has another long road and battles ahead of him, cancer. But his problem started more than a month before his diagnosis. Now, on your side, Liz Kotelik tells us that cancer sat inside of him untreated because someone was on vacation.
What can you say about a man who once ran among Viet Cong blasts to direct his comrades to safety?
You went out and risked your life.
That's the way the orders read. That it was because we were being pretty heavily mortared at the time.
You could give him a Bronze Star, say thank you when you see him on the street. You could be proud knowing that we are taking care of his medical needs. But what do you say to this man, Donald Lovett, when he confesses?
It's pretty scary. I mean, you hear about everybody else, but when it actually happens to you.
Pancreatic cancer, the kind that the American Cancer Society predicts will kill about 82% of those diagnosed this year. The kind that was in Don's body untreated for over a month. What do you say to his wife?
Just sad and frustrating, and it just seems inhumane. And you just don't know where to turn for help.
According to the Lovett's medical records, they went to the Tucson VA on January 22nd of this year. Don has had cancer before. This was a checkup to make sure things were okay. But doctors spotted something in his abdomen.
What would that be? And he said, well, it's probably cancer.
The VA said they needed to look further, said they'd call, but they didn't. And finally, after going through other VA facilities trying to get someone in Tucson to give them answers, the Lovetts picked up their phone well over a month later on March 18th to hear this from their doctor.
They had found a mass in my pancreas and that it was a tumor.
He was sorry he hadn't called.
And that he apologized for not getting back to me, that someone should have.
That's what he said?
That's what he said. He said, I'm sorry, but I was out of the country.
For a month.
Which I was on vacation.
The Lovetts say an email about the mass went into the doctor's inbox the day that he left for vacation. And after Banner Arizona Medical Center finally looked at the mass themselves, they confirmed it was cancer and it had spread.
His last tumor, he didn't need chemotherapy for in his bladder.
They didn't.
So we were hopeful if you get it out soon enough, you don't always need chemotherapy if they get it out quickly. Mm-hmm. So of course this waiting and waiting and waiting every day, we thought that's growing.
But we don't know that. We don't.
We're not doctors.
We know nothing.
You know nothing because have you gone in there yet?
No.
9 on Your Side took Don's story to the Tucson VA, a hospital that in a nationwide audit earned high marks and praise. Although they tell us they cannot talk specifics about Don's case, Alan Froelich, the acting chief of primary care at the Tucson VA, says this.
We take every such episode that comes to our attention very seriously.
Ideally, Froelich adds, there would be someone to take over a doctor's work when they're not there. But when that doesn't happen, which Froelich says is a rarity, all they can do is take responsibility and learn.
When we find that our care has in some way not lived up to our very high expectations and standards, then we inform the patient that this happened.
And work together to ensure that it doesn't happen again. Well, after our call to the VA, the Lovetts say they got an apology call, followed by an appointment with an oncologist. But even after that, what can you say to this now very skeptical couple?
Hopefully it all happens when they say it will.
We say we'll be here to make sure that it does. Liz Kotelik, KGUN-9 on your side.
Now, Don tells us he just completed the medical test required to go into surgery to remove the cancer.
That surgery is set in 2 weeks, and although he tried to move it up sooner, he says a doctor told him today they don't have the staff in town right now to make that happen. We'll stay on top of his progress. The VA says that you should hear test results from them within about 14 business days.
Now, if you don't, please call. If you're having problems with your care at the VA or know someone who is, we put information about who to contact for help on our website, KGUN9.com.